So my name is Pekka Mattila and I'm the CEO of Desentum, a Finnish biotech company working in the area of allergy treatment. And I'd like to start the presentation by showing you.
Do you know anyone who is allergic? 100 years ago you might have said no. Today you probably say yes. There is a good chance that you are allergic yourself, and it's even more likely that your children will be. Allergy causes a significant social and economic burden. Globally, it already affects 1 billion people. In the next 40 years, the number is expected to be 4 billion. That will be half the population on the planet. At Desentum, we believe this epidemic can be stopped. We are developing allergy vaccines that actually change the way your body reacts to allergens. The idea of desensitization is not new, but with the current methods it can take years, and many people stop the treatment because of the inconvenience. We have the technology to make the process faster, easier, and safer. With our vaccines, we target a key protein, the IgE antibody. In an allergic reaction, it recognizes the allergen and triggers the release of histamine from mast cells. Histamine causes the allergic symptoms. Our vaccines consist of specifically modified recombinant allergens called hypoallergens that cannot cross-link IgE. That suppresses the allergic symptoms during desensitization, allowing for a faster and safer vaccination. The hypoallergens induce the production of IgG antibodies, whose role is to help eliminate allergens in a natural immunological process. This behaviour stays in the immunological memory, protecting from allergy in the future. Imagine a world where every child can play outside in the spring without a runny nose, where asthma is as easy to conquer as the flu, where warnings about peanut residue on chocolate bars are vain. We believe this world can exist.
So Desentum is a biopharmaceutical company actually targeting to change the way we treat allergies by offering safer and faster treatment to allergen immunotherapy. Currently, if you think about the medication that is available for people suffering from allergies, they are mostly symptomatic treatments like antihistamines and steroids. But also allergen immunotherapy has been around like for 100 years, and we know that immunotherapy works. But currently it's mostly based on wild-type allergens. And of course, when you're applying these wild-type allergens as drugs to allergic persons, then these people will suffer from the same allergic symptoms. So obviously you need to apply very, very small dosages. And the current treatment is also very long-lasting, taking anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And the tendency is that many patients terminate the treatment before it's concluded. So our target is really to shorten the period of allergen immunotherapy from years to months. And our target is anywhere from 3 to 6 months, and only a couple of shots that would be needed. And we are trying to achieve this by applying these hypoallergens as vaccines. And our technology is based on a finding that our research group did. Our research group was the first one actually to manage to co-crystallize allergens together with allergen-specific IgE fab fragments. And to our great surprise, we noticed that until now it was believed that only one allergen molecule can trigger histamine responses from mast cells or basophil cells. But to our great surprise, when we got the three-dimensional structure resolved, we noticed that there are actually two allergens forming dimers in between the IgEs, and that is triggering the histamine response. So our thinking was that what if we are capable of preventing this dimerization to occur? Can we prevent the histamine responses from these basophil cells? And we have basically genetically modified various allergens like birch pollen allergens, timothy allergens, dog allergens, horse allergens, and prevent them from forming these dimers, and also made some modifications to the IgE epitope site in order to prevent them from attaching to the IgEs. And that way we have been able to reduce the histamine responses by a factor of 100 up to 1,000 times, indicating that we could use higher dosages and that way expediting the allergen immunotherapy and also making it much, much safer. There are obvious benefits of these types of treatments. Of course, first of all, the patients, the treatment time would become a lot shorter. There are also there's a tendency by the regulatory authorities that nowadays allergen immunotherapy companies need to define their products in a much better fashion than they have been capable of doing now. And obviously, if you are collecting pollen from the fields and trying to extract the allergens out of that, the quality is never going to be same from batch to batch. So by producing recombinant allergens, hypoallergens, the quality can be much more even and better guaranteed, and also better accepted by the regulatory authorities. Also, if you think about the market around allergen immunotherapy and allergy treatment, the complete market is approximately 10 billion euros on a global basis, still mostly consisting of symptomatic medications such as antihistamines and corticosteroids. But the allergen immunotherapy is currently, we estimate that market to be a little bit beyond 1 billion euros, but that is the fastest growing market in this arena. And if we are able to provide faster and more safer allergen immunotherapy to the patients, we believe that we can also cause a paradigm shift in the way that we treat allergies in the future. If you think about the companies working in this field, in the field of allergen immunotherapy, there are basically two bigger companies in the arena. There's the Danish ALK, and then there's the French American Stallergens Greer. Then there are a couple of smaller ones. And most of the existing companies are working with the wild-type allergens. So they are more or less extracting allergens from different types of sources originating from the nature and then applying them as shots or then sublingual tablets. There are a couple of emerging companies also in the field, in addition to us. Some of them peptide-based approaches, and some of them are attaching parts of allergens into some bacterial genes of some sort. But we think that why invent the wheel again? Because we know that allergen immunotherapy works, and our technology is based on the structures of the wild-type allergens with diminished properties of causing side effects such as the histamine responses. So we believe that will actually work within the patients. We have, of course, analyzed carefully the competitive landscape in this arena, but I'm not going into details. I can provide this presentation to you afterwards if you're interested in. Currently, we are at the stage where we are producing our first hypoallergen drug candidate under GMP, and we have basically done everything in the non-clinical setting that we possibly can do for these hypoallergens. And during next year, our intention is to enter the clinical trials with the birch pollen hypoallergen. But being a small company, so partnering for us at some stage is going to be, of course, important. Our company doesn't have the muscles to spread these vaccines on a worldwide basis, so we will need an industrial partner at some point of time when the clinical proof of concept has been established. So our revenue model is very much based on upfront payments, milestone payments, and eventually royalties on sales of these drugs. Currently, allergen immunotherapy treatment for a patient costs anywhere between $2,500 up to $7,500. I have calculated the cost of one treatment, the production cost of one treatment with our hypoallergen, and I came up with an amount of €1 per treatment, if you think about just the production cost. So that facilitates really a very, very competitive pricing for us compared to any competition in this arena. So far, we have raised and spent approximately €10 million on this research. Desentum is a company that originates from the Technical Research Center of Finland, and Desentum is a spin-off of this research center. And we have both had governmental loan instruments to fund our research and development, but we have also a couple of VC investors on board, and in the end of last year we also carried out a crowdfunding round within Finland, raising about €2.5 million to fund our trials. This summer we were happy to receive good news from the European Union as well. We were selected as one of the companies to be funded by the Horizon 2020 program and the clinical trials, and also we will be funded by Business Finland, formerly known as Tekes within Finland. So we are good to go through the clinical trials now, and the next step is obviously then to consider whether we want to fund the next step ourselves, or whether we want to partner, or whether we want to carry out an IPO of some sort, depending obviously on the results. We have a very experienced team, both working within the company and within the board, that has a lot of experience in the medical industry. I personally have been in the biotech industry for 30 years, and I carried out a very successful exit of a company that I founded within Finland and sold it to Thermo Fisher Scientific in 2010, and then been investing also myself into this company and various other companies within Finland. And we have here some investors that are also board members sitting in the audience currently, and then we have really top-notch professionals behind the scientific innovations. So to summarize, allergy is a big problem and an evolving problem within the world, and the current methods for treating allergies are really not that sufficient. So our aim is to really provide a long-term relief for patients suffering from allergies with a short-term treatment, and we believe that a lot of cost savings can be achieved not only by the patients, but also on the society level. So I think that our company, we have the skills and experience and motivation to take these products into the market together with partners. So thank you for your attention, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.